Good morning, everybody. I know I look so crazy, but I promise you it's for a purpose. Today is meeting Thursdays. We're having meetings at my office, which means now that since we're teleworking, that means I have to actually appear on screen. And that means it's an opportunity for me to show you guys a couple new things. So, I did get a request for some hair tutorials, and as you can see, sis needs a little bit of help, love, comfort, all of that. Apparently my camera does too. Either way, I was looking for my hair oil because before I got in the shower, because I'm not going to do a full-on scrub and wash, I just wanted to impart some moisture back in before I got into the shower. So I was going to use, I have some hair oil that I was going to put in, let it sit for a few minutes, do its thing, and then rinse that out, and then go right back in with a conditioner over top to just, again, impart some moisture, before the next step of the process. But I just did a little bit of spring, fall, summer, whatever, cleaning, and I put my oil in a very good place, and when I find that place, I'll let you know. So today we are rolling with the punches. I actually do have some, instead, I have some Jamaican castor oil, and I don't know if you could see that. Oh, yeah. Vitamin E capsules. And together, when their powers are combined, we're going to try and do the same thing. So first I'm going to get a couple. Ooh, that's thick. I don't know if you can see that. Pumps of the castor oil. Okay. And in order to get the vitamin E out of the capsule, you could use a pin, anything sharp enough to kind of poke a little hole. And I am using my eyebrow scissors because that's my prerogative. And then you take that little capsule and you squeeze its contents. So for this amount, I'm going to use 2 capsules just to be sure. And then I'm going to just massage that using my fingertips into my scalp because that's where I want to kind of concentrate some of that moisture. When I'm in the shower, though, rinsing, I will be kind of scrubbing that area too because you don't want to let it sit so much that it's going to, clog your pores and all that. So I've got what I call a water head. So I've got a pretty, you can't see that. But anyway, I've got a pretty decent amount and I'm just mixing that all together. And again, just kind of on the edges too, because that's pretty dry. And then whatever's left, I'm just going to take and pull through my hair. I'm going to do a little bit more because I have a ton of hair. So I'm going to do another couple of pumps here, 2, 3 for good measure. And then I'm going to use this last capsule. It looks like the first vitamin E capsule I used didn't really give me everything, so I may try and get some out of there. But again, just squeeze that into the mixture. Oh, same thing happened with this one. Okay. Well, you know what? We're just, again, today we are rolling with the punches. That's what today is all about. And we'll see where this goes. Okay, so that first one just said, nope, it's done. That's okay. All right, so again, I'm just going to mix in here. And the places where I don't feel got quite enough, I'm going to run that through. So now, let's talk a couple products. For me, for my hair, what I've been washing it with, because anybody who's seen me through my hair journey, my hair used to be super duper short, and by choice, a couple years ago, my daughter was having, and I don't want to call it an identity crisis, because kids are kids. They see all different things, all different people coming from all different walks of life. And, sometimes I see things like, oh, well, I like that and I want to emulate that. And that's okay. We need to start raising a more diverse populace with our kids, because the more that we get them seeing and hearing and valuing these different people, the more likely we're going to get to that place where we're loving and accepting everyone exactly for who they are. But in my case, I wanted to make sure that that started at home. And so, I used to relax my hair. I used to wear, I won't even say I still wear wigs and weaves, because those are things that are comfortable for me. But you have to also understand the basis of this image of, straight hair, slick hair, started a lot with what was deemed appropriate in the schools, appropriate in the workplace. And so when you have, not just in my generation, but generations of saying that, this thick, coarse hair is not attractive, not acceptable, not professional. Well, in order to survive, we do what we have to do. And so I've had to do a lot of, kind of soul searching myself. So when I get to those points where I'm frustrated, like, oh, my hair is not working. It doesn't look the way I want it to. My look doesn't match. Those things, I had to kick it to the back of my mind, because the point is that no matter what your hue, no matter what your hair type, you are beautiful. You just have to learn to work with what you've got, or in other words, shake what your mama gave you. Okay? So anyhow, but back to the story about my daughter. When they were doing class projects and they were told to draw an image of themselves, this was at the beginning of first grade, for back to school night, they had all the pictures up on the wall. So I'm looking around, and they're named, but as you can imagine, some of these 5 and 6-year-olds, if they can write their name, great. If they are still working on their characters, awesome. They needed some room for improvement, what have you. So I'm looking and I could not find, my daughter was in private school, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to look for the little brown face and then look for the name to match. And I went and I could not find her. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go image by image, looking name by name, by name, by name, by name, by name, by name. Didn't see. And I said, oh, sweetie, come here, come show mommy the picture that you drew. And she pointed to her photo, which was a girl with stick straight yellow hair and no pigment to the face and bright blue eyes. And I said, oh, okay. I said, did you draw a picture of a friend? Because, portrait. What do you understand the word portrait to mean? Because I'm not going to be, mad about what she drew or accusatory, because the last thing I want to do is have her shut down and break down when we need to have this very open conversation. So I said, okay, well, do you understand what a self-portrait is? You know what that means? And, we explained, like, that's when you draw a picture of you. And she says, I drew me, mommy. I just drew me a little differently. And I said, okay, that's okay. I said, I think your imagery is very beautiful. I think you did a wonderful job. And, just complimented her drawing and going on. So for the better part of that year, I just started kind of working with her on, getting new books and crayons and things that kind of introduced, backgrounds of color as well, even though she's grown up with that. But, this was a really just a first look at, well, what is she seeing? Well, she's seeing mommy, who at some point used to wear colored contacts. She's seeing mommy who, straightens her hair and wears the wigs and doesn't rock a mane that she has, because I was really adamant about not putting like heat and all that on my daughter's hair. And I said, well, what do I want her to see? I want her to see her love herself. That's what I want to see. So I chopped off all my hair. My hair was down to here. Chopped it off, smooth cut it all off. And I struggled. I've cried. I've had to go through thousands of products trying to find what works for me. I stumbled across, oh, here we go. I stumbled across a brand, Bask and Bloom. They've got quite a few products. Now, I guess as far as hair typing, my hair is kind of all over the place. I know I'm in the 4 texture family, but my curl patterns are different depending on what spot of my head you're on. But I do know that I have a low porosity hair. So that means it does take a while for my hair to soak up moisture when I'm in the shower. Before I am able to kind of suds up, I have to wait for it to saturate. That lets me know that my hair has low porosity. So I have to do a few different things to kind of impart the moisture into it. So in this case, Bask and Bloom. Not that I needed it, but the density in my hair has like doubled. Like the strength of my hair has improved. When you're brushing out your hair and things, the part that falls out, like your dead ends or whatever's, all the residual, it's minimalized because, since I've been using those products, basically. But today, usually before I, do like a shampoo routine, do the hair mask. But in interest of time, because like I said, I gotta go to work. I am just gonna go in with a different conditioner. So we'll maybe I'll do another video just where we can see some of those products in action. But this is just going to be a quick, easy go to, get her done, get ready for my meeting, and get my hair all together. And then we can kind of see what we can do. And, if these tips help for, kind of quick styling, we'll do it. I know we had a request too for post, twist, refresh styles, and that we'll do too, probably here within the next maybe week or two. But we'll take a look. We'll check it out. But I'll be back. And I'm back. All right, so freshly showered, I feel so good, and we're ready to rock. So thus far, I've just done my quick kind of base face routine, toner, aloe vera. I doubled up on the Caudalie today. This is my jam. If you ever check it out, if your skin is having a dry moment and you really need to get it together, i.e. wintertime anywhere, the jam. Okay. Anyway, so just to answer a couple of questions. No, I'm not wearing this to my meeting. This is just easy to pull off. And I don't have one of those new fancy dancy microfiber towels, but I'm thinking about picking it up. I hear that it does really good things as far as breakage and maintaining moisture, etc. But anyway, this is a little girl fresh out of the wash, and as you can see, she's a little bit more moisturized, not as thirsty as we used to be. So the first thing that I do, same with my face, is when I get done washing, I immediately go in with some aloe vera, and I left my gel in the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we go. Now, is it best to get it straight from the plant? Absolutely. I have a couple favorites, but because my one favorite here is running out, sis had to get the backup. It is what it is. Again, I guess today's theme is roll with the punches. So, I usually like to saturate, because with this aloe vera, all it does is just give my hair that moisture it's kind of looking for. And I just get this all over. This is going to help soften it up. So when I go to, section and brush and do all of that, because look, you can already see my hair is like, oh, we know what's next. Yay. This is what I trick my hair into believing that I know what's best for it, where just like you and everybody else, I'm figuring this out. But when I was in elementary school, about 6th grade, I want to say 5th or 6th grade. Yeah, it would have been, actually, no, it would have been either 6th or 7th grade. I was 11. And my mom said, you know what? You need to start learning how to fashion your hair how you want it. And so ever since then, I would be taken for wash and press and braids and things like that, but that daily styling was on my shoulders. And so, I grew up in that day and age of when the stick straight hair was like popular, like, Aaliyah, the 90s, Mary J with that nice whoosh kind of going on. Yeah. So pink oil moisturizer, I know some of you know what I'm talking about. That was in. 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 Now we're finding out, hey, it's okay to use natural products, right? You know that it's okay to cut some of the chemicals out if you can. And you know what? I'm not going to knock you if you can't, because I get it. Some of these products are expensive. And depending on what your price point, you got to do what you got to do. That's why actually I kind of switched over to aloe, because you can pick, a basic bottle of aloe vera up for the low. I mean, we're talking Fruit of the Earth from Walmart is like $1.36. So I'll run in there and I'll pick up either $1.36 or $2.36. Don't quote me. But I'll go in there and I'll pick up 6 bottles at a time if I can. Now that everybody's making their own hand sanitizers because of the pandemic, it's a little bit harder to find, but it's doable. If you can't, check out Amazon. And so on and so on and so on. So now let's get to some sectioning. This is basically going to help me, brush through the parts that need to be maintained a little bit more than what we've just done, getting the aloe vera through. So I'm just taking a wide tooth comb, going right on down, and just getting this kind of first part done. So I usually go forward, and then going back is pretty easy. Just hold your finger in the place of where the comb just left. Run the comb down. Take your other hand and the other side and pull and separate, and I'm already to the back. So now I'm going to go to drop the comb first and then go to this side. And same thing, as you can see, just kind of separating. Oh, I will tell you, I haven't gone through my hair in a minute. Listen, I'm not going nowhere. And she just does what she does. So I'm just grateful that my hair forgives me enough to let me get through. Usually kind of when we're out and about, especially because I do work downtown, so I have to have some kind of style going on. And it's fun, but in the interest of not going anywhere, my lazy bone is like, well, what else can we do? Let's build furniture. You don't need to do your hair this week. That, and in addition, with my daughter, like I said, I chopped my hair off to go natural so we could kind of be twinsies. And let me tell you, she is loving it too. So, super duper pleased that, at least one thing that I was able to do for her, it worked. It did work. So, all right, just about all set. Now, I kind of had a direction that I wanted to go today, but, things happen. I've got about 30 minutes to the start of work, So I'm gonna have to just make whatever this is fast. So next, let me find my leave-in. There you are, girlfriend. Hi. This is by Odell. And I usually like to just kind of go through on top of the aloe just so it'll give my hair some slip. And I know there's a lot of people who do those nice, cute sectionings and such. Yeah, I'm not her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got stuff to do and we got to get through this. If you have the time, take it, but if you're like me, again, busy mama, you got work, you got chores, you got, school. I'm also a teacher now. Not really, but, pandemic. I am my daughter's teacher for the interim, or her learning coach, as they like to put it. And we're on a schedule. So anyhow, I invested in a Denman brush, which I will tell you, and, in this case, will show you this was a solid investment. You want to start detangling at the base. Okay. First, you want to get detangled through the ends of your hair before. That's a common rule of thumb for all hair types. Don't brush straight from the top because you're going to rip your hair and stuff out. Once you get the base done, go through the middle, go back down through what you've detangled. And then once you get done with that, go back up to the top. But if you've hit a snag going down again, that's fine. Just go back to the base and work your way up. Okay? So as you can see with that aloe and the leave-in, look. Yeah, she's just about ready here, y'all. Okay. Getting through some of the tangles in the midsection. All right. Now, if you're staying on a maintenance routine, you're not going to have a whole lot of shedding, okay? If you keep your hair moisturized, if you make sure that you're wrapping your hair at night, or invest in slap cap, satin-lined cap, if you're making sure to make that effort, or a silk pillowcase, either or, if you are making the time to invest in the health of your hair, you shouldn't have a whole lot of shedding. If you continue to have a whole lot of shedding and you're maintaining your hair, you're doing all the steps, please talk to a doctor. There may be something else going on, but I will tell you, with me, because I don't, like I said, I'm moving, I'm grooving, and my hair just is what it is while I'm at home. I do have a little bit of shedding, but again, with those products that I had been using through Bask and Bloom, it's minimal. So even for me, and it's like I haven't brushed through my hair in, if you'd believe it, about a week, maybe a week and a half. Yeah, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, and I haven't gone through it. And with using the oil first, and then the conditioner, then the aloe, and then the leave-in. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to get through the rest of this and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, detangled. The only thing that I did outside of get through the rest of these here, I straightened up the line going from this side to this side because I'm taking a new direction with what I wanted to do with my hair. I was going to do what I like to call a boss hawk. And just kind of section it into little 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and then a little fun something in the front. But in the interest of time, and because, hello, how you doing? I'm going to leave the back half down. So For right now, just so it's not in the way, I'm going to spritz it with some Sheen Sealing Nectar. This is from Dark and Lovely. Get a couple. I don't like to spray it directly into my hair. Don't mind me. So I'll get a couple spritz and just pull it through. Not raking because I don't need any extra volume. I'm just literally cupping my hair and pulling it down through. So I'm going to get a couple more spritz. And same thing, hit the underside. Oh, got a little extra leftover product there. And I want to make sure that I'm hitting the ends. That's the most important thing. Your curls are only as healthy as the root and the tip. So in this case, you want to make sure that you are moisturizing your ends so they don't get dry, break, crack, brittle, etc. And you want to make sure that you have a clean, healthy scalp. Okay, so that's all done. I'm going to put this in a loose pony so I don't lose a whole lot of what's going on there. And let's get started with the top. So I want to do kind of a crown effect. A big crown. But, so I've got it sectioned into two. I'm going to clean up my part as best I can, and then we are going to get to work. So, let's see here. It doesn't have to be the image of perfection, you know, it's WebEx. It is going to be what it's going to be. But, okay. So let's reserve this section here. Make sure I've got everything. Now, for this effect, I'm going to take two separate sections because what I want to end up is with 4 pieces on the top here. So I'm going to take this, split it again. And for this, you could change up your comb. You know, you don't have to be lazy like me. You can get what we call a rat tail comb, something with kind of a point to it, or even, you know, just a regular comb with smaller teeth to get that kind of perfect and going, but not me and not today. So I'm going to hold this section here. And we are going to take what we have left here, and I want to take a little section off here because my curls are really being polite today. So I'm going to take 2 ends and just kind of make a nice little spiral going down on either side. So for this, because I'm not trying to get fancy on this first section, I'm just going to take some smoothing gel. Take a very little bit because, you know, as we can see, my hair is already kind of behaving. Wow. And I'm going to start by just saturating the edges here. And I'm going to tuck that back for a second because I want to get prepared. I've got these little rubber bands. You can pick them up anywhere. I got these at Target because I was shopping and I needed extra stuff for my free shipping. So voila. And now that I've got my rubber band at the ready, I'm gonna brush this and smooth it back into a rubber banded section here. Okay. And for this now, I want to do a Bantu knot. So because the section is larger and these are going to be larger, I'm just going to twist my two, cut that hair in half, twist it in two, and twist it around each other to create kind of that rounded edge. I'm going to kind of see if I can mop up some of this excess moisture. And then begin to wrap it around itself. Okay, so it's just a cute, neat little section here. And then I'm going to take a rubber band and section that. Okay, that's it for now. While we're right here, I'm going to do the same kind of technique, just straight down. Okay. All right. So next section, I want to do something fun with this one. So for this, we are going to, actually, let's go this way. We're going to split it just off the halfway mark, all the way back. Okay. And again, on this side, just off the halfway mark. And do your best to keep these parts separate because what I'm trying to do is get a twist going down the middle to kind of give it a little bit of fierceness. Well, as fierce as I'm going to be anyway. All right, so I've got that on that side. I carefully get this in a loose. Okay, sorry, my phone was dying. I don't know where we've left off, but let's go ahead and continue. So I've got that middle section. I'm going to take some more of this smoothing gel, and now I'm going to pinch down towards the bottom of this section of hair, and I'm going to do a flat twist, which essentially is just taking the hair and rolling it on top of itself in a backwards motion. Okay, and now I'm going to get another rubber band to hold that part. Oh, I'm going to get another rubber band apparently. And hold that together. Okay. And now we're going to take the section that we had, and now it's going to look something like that. Okay. So nothing too fancy, but we are going to change that because I have some jewels that I will be putting in at the end, but we'll wait for that. So I'm going to just take some of that smoothing gel again and just kind of get a little bit on the pieces that are not in that twist, that didn't get it before. And very carefully brush either side. That was my alarm to go sign in. Eek. It's okay because I have an afternoon meeting, so we can kind of check back in. But I'm going to get this in its section. Okay. Done. And go handle my business momentarily, and I will be back again. Finally, gosh, you know when you get those days that just don't go as you planned and nothing seems to go right? Well, hey, it's me, Kim. Lord have mercy. But anyway, we're back at it. So last we left off, we did this little twist here. I'm going to take some more aloe to kind of moisten what dried out. Work has been super busy today, so I've just been moving. I started with you guys about 7 something this morning. It's now 1 o'clock. All right, so for these buns, if you will, I wanted to make these a little bit, I wanted to add some more kind of definition to what we're doing, or more depth, or more visual aesthetics. So the ponytail that I created, I split in 2. And I'm going to make 2 separate knots, 1 for each. So there's a knot there. And this one, the last one I split into 2 and twist them together. This one, because they are separate, I'm just going to twist the one individually. So now, I don't know if you can see that. We have 1, 2, and then we're going to repeat the same pattern on this side. Have a twist here, have 1 knot here, and 2 here with the twist in the middle. Okay, so let me get working on that, and I'll be back again. All right, so this is it, y'all. This is the creation of the crown. So, you know, I wasn't sure this is the the way that it was going to turn out, but I am pleased. I added these little jeweled rounds to kind of surround some of these little pieces here. Yeah, so I am going to add a little bit more of this sheen nectar to the back and just kind of pull that through, so that way it looks like I actually do have something going on back here. But I am pretty pleased. So I am going to take a few minutes to put on a little makeup face, and I'll be back to I guess officially sign off, show you the look, and see how it all came together. See you soon. And we're back. What do you think? I think we did pretty good. Okay. Last thing I want to do, because you know I've done my makeup, I want to just make sure that everything's kind of laid down the way it's supposed to, and we're on our way. The other thing is, I never did finish the story about my daughter. So she, throughout that year, you know, had been reading different stories and hearing about, you know, wonderful things about, you know, other folks from our culture, from other cultures, and really, you know, getting these messages about embracing, you know, who you are and the extraordinary things that you can do as an individual. And sure enough, by the end of the year, when the kids had another self-portrait project, I walk in the classroom and hers was the first one I saw. There was a beautiful brown skinned girl with big black hair and big brown eyes, and I just smiled because I knew it wasn't about, her trying to be something that she's not. It was about being able to love and appreciate who she is and where she comes from. So I'm so excited to have seen that and see her growth, and to see the growth and change in me, really stepping outside of that comfort zone was scary. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do with my hair? What am I supposed to do? What looks professional? What is accepted? But it's like, what do you mean what's accepted? You. It's you. It's not your coif. It's not your face. It's you. So, the message for today, in self-reflection is just, whatever your ability is at this point to, invest this time in working through your hair, working through learning new makeup tips, wherever you're at, it's okay. Just know that you are beautiful no matter what hue, no matter what tone, no matter, if you've got the bomb makeup skills, or if you're just learning, if you're learning to get into your hair, or you go and get it done. You are beautiful. You are capable. Just like I told my daughter, just embrace and love who you are. And that shows on the outside, and it spreads to the next person and the next person and the next person. And before you know it, we're all kind of on this same page, loving ourselves and appreciating each other. And what more could we ask than that? So, all right, that's it for today, y'all. Sorry, let me get off my soapbox. I really hope you guys were able to pick up something from today. If you have any questions, let me know. As always, like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm so excited to continue to share. Next topics on the list, again, I talked about doing that, what to do after a twist out. And in the makeup corner, we're going to be looking at using some faux freckles for some fun. All right. Have a great week, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.